The first light of dawn crept through the city's towering buildings, casting a soft glow into Jack's cluttered office. His phone vibrated insistently on the desk, pulling him from his thoughts. He answered with a calm tone. "Hello, I'm listening." A hesitant voice broke through the static. "Good morning, sir. It's your assistant. We've got a charity trip lined up for today. Should I prepare anything for you?" Jack leaned back, eyeing the stack of blueprints and reports. "No, you handle your work. I'll manage this myself. I can go alone." The assistant paused briefly. "All right, sir. Take care." "You too," Jack replied, disconnecting. Moments later, his mother shuffled in, her slippers scuffing the floor, her expression curious. "Is today the charity day?" Jack stood, stretching his stiff shoulders. "Yes, Mom. I'm heading to the hills to visit the elderly." "Are you busy?" She offered a faint smile. "A little." "Sit down, dear." He gestured to a chair. "Where's Tien?" "Upstairs," she answered. "Planning to go out today?" Jack considered it. "Maybe. Want to come along? I'm checking on the elders up there." Her eyes brightened. "That sounds lovely. Let's bring Tien too." He grinned. "I'll ask if she's up for it. She might need a break." Upstairs, Tien stood by the open window, the cool breeze ruffling her hair as she gazed at the waking city. Jack approached quietly. "Hey, what's on your mind?" She turned a bit startled. "Oh, just getting some fresh air." He studied her pale face. "Feeling better today? I'm skipping work. How about joining me on a charity trip to visit the elders?" Her eyes sparkled with interest. "Yes, please. Staying cooped up here is lonely." He nodded approvingly. "Perfect, we'll go together. Close the door, will you?" She moved to comply. "Is your mom joining us?" "Yes, she's getting ready. She's been isolated lately," Jack said, his voice softening. Tien smiled. "I'll switch off the lights. Let's be careful on the stairs." Downstairs he called out, "Mom, are you set?" His mother appeared, a small bag slung over her shoulder. "Yes, let's go. Maybe we should pick up some supplies on the way." The market greeted them with a symphony of vendor calls and the aroma of fresh produce. Jack scanned the stalls, his mind on the trip. Winter's approaching fast. Let's get blankets or warm clothes for the elders. His mother nodded thoughtfully. "Good call, the weather's turning." Tien pointed toward a shop. "Look, that place has blankets, right?" Jack confirmed. "Plenty of choices here." "Mom, you lead the way." They stepped inside, the shopkeeper welcoming them warmly. "Show us your best blankets, please," Jack requested. The shopkeeper unfurled a selection. "All colors and sizes, take your pick." Tien lifted a soft blue one. "This is nice. Let's get 3 different colors and add some pillows too." Jack agreed. "Quality ones, please." The shopkeeper nodded. "Pack each with a pillow?" "Yes, 1 per bag," Tien instructed. They chose carefully, the total ringing up at 1,500,000 VND. "Thank you," Jack said, passing the money. The shopkeeper beamed. "Appreciate your business." They hauled the bags to the car, the hill road looming ahead. The drive turned rough, the vehicle jolting over potholes and muddy tracks. Jack glanced at his mother. A light rain began to fall, pattering against the leaves as Jack and Tien approached the first elder's hut, their arms laden with bags. An old woman sat outside on a rickety stool, her frail frame wrapped in a thin shawl. "Grandma!" Tien called, hurrying forward with a bright smile. "Let me take that," Jack offered, relieving her of the heavier load. The woman's weathered face creased into a smile. "You've come to visit me?" Tien knelt beside her. "Yes, Grandma. How are you feeling?" The woman shook her head slowly. "Not well, child." Jack gently guided her toward the door. "Let's sit inside. Are you alone today?" She murmured, her voice faint. "My son's out working in the fields." Tien noticed her swollen ankle. "Mom, what happened to her leg?" The woman shrugged helplessly. "I don't know, it just swelled up." Jack unpacked a blanket from the bag. "Winter's near. We brought you a blanket and a pillow to keep warm." Her eyes widened. "A blanket for me?" Tien pulled out a carton of milk. "And some milk to boost your strength." The woman took it with trembling hands. "So kind of you, thank you." Jack spread the blanket over a worn mat. "Do you eat much these days?" She shook her head. "Not much rice anymore." Tien encouraged softly. "Sip the milk slowly. We'll leave extra for later." The woman nodded, clutching the gifts to her chest. "You're too good to me." Jack smiled. "Next time, I'll bring scissors to trim your hair. It's grown long." She touched her gray strands self-consciously. "It has, hasn't it?" Tien added. "Rest now. We've got another elder to visit uphill." The woman waved a frail hand. "Come back soon, please." They stepped back into the drizzle, securing the door behind them. Tien adjusted her grip on the remaining bags. "Last time, her son was here helping her." Jack nodded. "Let's move on. Grab what's left." His mother tucked an extra milk carton into the bag. "I recall seeing her hauling firewood last visit." Tien's expression softened. "That's her house up there?" They ascended the muddy slope, the next hut materializing through the mist. "Grandma, we're here," Jack called out. The woman inside stirred, half asleep on a thin mat. "Just me today. My son's at work," she rasped. Tien helped her sit up. "We brought a blanket and pillow for you." The woman's face brightened. "Oh, thank you so much." Jack set the items nearby. "Your son's busy, I take it?" She nodded. "Always out earning." Tien glanced around the dim interior. "No electricity up here, right?" His mother mused. "That's why she's out here, I bet. It's cooler." The woman sipped the milk tentatively. "I'm old, past 90 now." Jack marveled. "That's incredible strength." Tien noticed her colorful scarf, like the ones from the Highlands. His mother chuckled. "Let's swap out her old pillow, it's worn thin." They replaced it with the new one. "Comfortable?" The woman nodded. "Yes, much better." Jack placed the milk aside. "Rest now. We'll check on you later." She waved. "Be safe." Descending, they passed vibrant vines climbing the trees. Tien pointed. "They grow a lot of these here." His mother asked, "Do they sell them at market?" Jack explained. "Traders come to harvest them directly." The road was slick from yesterday's rain. "Lucky it's clear today," his mother noted. Another hut came into view, an elder tending a small garden. "Grandma, we're here to visit," Jack called. She straightened, smiling. Still holding on? Tien handed over the gifts. A blanket and pillow for the cold nights. The woman thanked them warmly. My daughter's inside. They entered, finding her sewing by the window. Been a while, Jack said, offering milk. The woman sighed. My children live on their own now. Tien unfolded the blanket. Keep warm with this. The elder shared her story. I cook, grow corn, raise a few chickens to get by. Jack nodded. You're tough at 77. She laughed, touching her silver hair. All gray now. They admired her spirit, leaving her to her work. The trio trudged back, their hearts full yet burdened by the elder's struggles. The car rolled into the driveway as the city lights dimmed, and Jack's phone shattered the silence with an urgent ring. He fumbled to answer, his voice steady despite the sudden tension. Hello. A commanding tone cut through. Is this Jack? I'm Gwendin Nan, senior lieutenant from the investigation team. We've apprehended the individuals who kidnapped Tien. We need you both at the station to provide detailed statements for the case. Jack's heart pounded, his grip tightening on the phone. I'll come right away. The officer's voice grew firm. Please arrive as soon as possible. Thank you, Jack said, disconnecting. He turned to his mother, who was unloading the last of the bags. They caught the kidnappers. She let out a relieved sigh, her hands pausing. Thank heavens. The police need you to handle this. Jack nodded, his mind racing. Yes. I'll drop you at Aunt Thursday's first. She agreed with a nod. All right, pick me up later when you're done. Tien approached, her face etched with worry. They really got the ones who took me? Jack placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Yes, the police just called. We'll go together. Don't worry, I'm with you every step. She managed a small nod. Okay, I trust you. At Aunt Thursday's house, Jack eased the car to a stop. Mom, we're here. She stepped out, adjusting her bag. Go take care of your business, dear. He drove off toward the station, glancing at Tien. We're at the police station now, he said. Stay calm. They just need to confirm the suspects' identities. Inside, the station buzzed with activity as officers greeted them at the entrance. Jack and Tien, correct? Jack nodded. Yes, that's us. The officer, a stern man with a notepad, explained. The kidnappers are in custody. We need you to identify them. He pulled up photos on a tablet. Do you recognize these individuals? Tien leaned in, her breath catching. Yes, those four. But there was also a man named Nam, wearing an orange jacket and a construction hat, and a woman in a full mask. I couldn't see her face. The officer scribbled notes. Take your time, walk us through everything. Tien inhaled deeply. Nam came to the farm, claiming Jack was hurt in an accident. He took me on a motorbike, then stopped at a remote spot. A masked woman appeared, and they forced me into a black car. Inside, a tall man with tattoos struck me and I blacked out. I woke up tied to a tree, hearing four men discussing plans. Jack stepped forward, his voice steady. I went to the farm that day, found her gone, and waited through the night. The next morning they called, demanding 500 million VND. I rushed home, grabbed the cash, and trekked 5 kilometers through dense forest and another kilometer up a steep hill to meet them. They let me see Tien still safe but bound. I handed over the money, but they turned on us, attacking with a club. Tien shielded me, taking the blow, and we managed to escape. Someone must have tipped off the police. The officer nodded, piecing it together. Your secretary reported the incident with the location pin we traced. We've detained 4, but Tien's description suggests 2 more are involved. The money you paid is with the court. We'll return it after the trial. Take care of her. She's endured a lot. Jack leaned in, his concern evident. So there are still people out there? The officer confirmed. Yes, we're pursuing them. You can go for now, but stay available. They left the station, the weight of unfinished business hanging over them. The farm welcomed them with the excited yips of puppies as Jack parked the car. Want to stop here a bit? He asked. Tien's face brightened. Yes, let's go in. The pups swarmed them, and Tien pointed to a cluster of yellow bananas. Look, they're ripe. Jack reached for a machete. I'll cut them down, she protested. No, your white shirt will get dirty. He laughed. It's fine, don't worry. The bunch thudded to the ground, and he handed her a fruit. Try one. She smiled. You first. The dogs frolicked nearby. Another bunch is ready, she noted. Jack sliced it down. Let's make your banana cake again. It was delicious. She nodded. I'll cook porridge for the dogs too. Inside, she stoked the stove while Jack swept the yard, the tranquility washing over them. Tien's thoughts drifted. This place is my sanctuary, but I dread dragging him into my mess. Jack joined her, eyeing the thin mother dog. She's lost weight. Let's up her feed. Tien agreed. My leg's healing. I want to stay here. He frowned. After the police warning, I can't leave you alone. I'll hire help or tend it myself. Come with me instead. She hesitated. Why risk so much for me? He met her gaze steadily. When they called, I acted on instinct. You're too important. I just needed you safe. Her eyes softened. I never imagined meeting someone like you. He smiled. I'm the lucky one. Stay with me. She whispered. Yes. He squeezed her hand. Then listen. Those thugs aren't all caught. I suspect Hung's behind it. She gasped. She told me to stay away from you. Jack tensed. We'll uncover the truth. Just stay close. Tien sighed deeply. I can't abandon this farm. He countered. You'll find other paths. I'll stay here with you. She shook her head. What about your job, your mom? He insisted. This peace restores me, but I fear you'll face more trouble. She confessed quietly. I was married once. He stopped her. The past doesn't matter. Live for today. Tears welled up. I'm scared I'll ruin you. He wiped her cheek. Let me protect you. No more doubts. She nodded. Okay. The farm stood silent, their fragile bond a beacon against the lingering darkness.
Been with her husband for about 50 years. She talked of how they met and what their life had been like. And I could tell by her stories and the warmth of her tone of voice that she, too, had a happy marriage. Then it was my turn, and all I could do was cry as I told the story of my own husband's battle with cancer and chronic pain. As a coach, I'm used to asking people what they have learned from their experiences, so it was natural for me to ask her for advice on what happened her deal with the